Good evening, my wonderful listeners, and welcome to Tech Talk with Eyes. Today is the 15th day of December 2025. How is your Monday going this evening? I hope you're having a nice and amazing time. Welcome to a special edition of Tech Talk once more. So last week we are discussing on a lot of things on how you can be able to end your year very well, and we discussed that, and then this year we are going further to how you can start your 2025 very well and very effectively. So looking at that, we're going to be looking at how you can, why you didn't make your first million this year. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Yeah, we're going to list out a few things that we feel that if you had done better, it could have had helped you to make your first million this year. So stay with me and we will be right back. Yeah, welcome back. So like I told you, we're going to be discussing why you didn't make your first million this year. First of all, I want to give you a list of what tech people earn outside the country. So we're going to be using USA as our case study. So when you look at web development, you see that the tech people over there, they earn between 85,000 to 120,000 naira every year. Then you look at mobile app developers, they earn between 95,000 to 130,000 every year. You look at product designers, you call them the UI UX, they earn between 80,000 to 110,000. Then you look at data science, that is what you call the analytics manager, they earn between 75,000 to 105,000. Then you look at the security engineer, the cyber security, they earn between 95,000 to 130,000. Then you look at the content strategists, content makers, and then content writers, they make between 55 to 85,000 naira every month, and these are just entry level professionals. So with these figures, you're looking at the average amount of the profits that people make from tech skills every year, and this is from Coursera. So this information was from Coursera. So looking at this, you're going to have a peep into what it seems to be in tech this year. And then, why are you not making this amount of money every year? The first thing is that there is no skill roadmap. So like, there are a lot of skills out there. In fact, skills tech have become a jargon, because a lot of people talk about a lot of tech skills, and aside that, there are actually a lot of tech skills out there. There are various tech skills that you can imagine that are out there, so you can get confused trying to look at all of them. But like, if you looked at what I mentioned earlier, you could see that I also mentioned some of the tech skills that are top when you come to the tech skills. I talked about the web development, which you will have the front end, we have the back end, is actually something you can start to begin to look at. If it's something you're willing to do starting next year, you must understand what they mean, what they do, the strength and the weakness of those courses. It's going to help you to know whether it is what you're willing to give your time to. Then also we have the mobile app development. There we have the Flutter. You can write with the Flutter. You can also write with React Native. So you're going to look at the mobile app development very well and know whether it is something you're willing to put your mind and your strength into. You'll have the product design, which is the UI UX. This is just trying to make the design of this software or solutions before people actually build them. It's a fantastic way for you to start. If you're a lady and you're concerned about a lot of calculations, this is also a good place for you to start from. You're going to learn the design principles and how to actually layer out designs before people begin to develop them. Then you also have the data analyst. These are the people who analyze data, and you probably have heard about data analysis, data science, and all of that. So these are the things you can do if you are a data science person. So you can actually go and learn data analysis and data science, and of course you're going to be earning big by the end of next year. Then also have the cyber security there. When you go there, you're going to learn how to secure websites, not only website, mobile apps, a lot of solutions that people use from their day-to-day activities. You can learn how to be able to protect them, and of course you're going to be smiling back home. Then content creation, content making, strategy marketing and content writing, a lot of things you can do from content. So this is an area where you can also make a significant push, if you're really looking to get your first million in the year to come. I want you to know one thing: these things are going to take time. These things are not things that you will enter and then boom, you make the money. It's going to take days of dedication, consistency. You have to show up each day and continue doing that, and before you know, you're going to continue becoming better and better at what you do, and then boom, you're going to land your first job. So in case you're confused and you're thinking, what skill am I going to start? I've given you a list of the skills that one can be able to start, and then you earn your first million. Don't go and get confused. Look at them and then find the one that best aligns to your interest, and then you're going to be making your first million. Then another thing that stopped you from making your first million, for some of the people who have learned, is practice. A lot of us have gone through the training process, you've learned, but then you're not practicing. And some of us are saying, it's because I don't have job, I don't have who to give me job and all of that. The best thing to do is to practice. Whether someone gives you a job or not, you must learn to practice. First of all, do you have a portfolio project? Naturally, I advise people who are finishing with any of their learning to build a portfolio project. You can actually build a website for yourself where people can see things about you, write stuff about yourself, just like the normal CV, your normal CV. You can build it in a website, so you can show people how your creativity is, how your design sense is, and then how you can be willing to also replicate the same thing for them. That is a good way for you to practice. Also, there are a lot of people who need solutions to be built for them. You can just go and just look out for people who you can significantly build stuffs for, and of course they are going to be happy with you. They're going to be wanting you to show up from time to time for them. Yes, they will be very, very happy, and before you know, they will call you for more gigs and more gigs, and then you're going to be very good in that thing you're doing. Practice makes perfect. That's one thing you're going to hear a lot from people. Then another thing we're going to be looking at is cost and access barriers. A lot of people will say they want to do tech, but they are thinking about the cost, and access to a lot of the digital tools that they will use to learn such things. I'm going to let you know how you're going to be learning this, very fast. You see, one thing about cost: there is never a time where what you want to do, you have the complete finance to do them. There is never a time. That's why you need to begin to learn leverage. Leverage is a great way for you to achieve anything that you're willing to achieve. There are online courses that one can go for. There are YouTube is there. In fact, there is nothing you want to learn that you can't learn on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, basically everything one wants to learn, you're going to be seeing it there on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, even if you don't have money, just subscribe. Even if you don't have the money to subscribe for the daily plan, there are night plans that one can subscribe. So if you take your subscriber, look for the night plan, subscribe there, and then of course download the videos that you're going to be using in the daytime. With that, you're going to be solving the problem of that cost and then access. But then if you're thinking, no, I need somebody to walk me down the aisle in this, I don't want to be doing trial and error, that's now when you're going to begin to now look into going to a tech hub, going to a physical place where people can be able to hold you by the hand and then take you through the aisle. And then if you have questions, you can be able to ask them, and then you can learn a lot of things from those tech hubs. With this, I believe you can be able to do well and hit your first 1 million. The reason you've not made your first 1 million is not because the money is not there. That 1 million is with a lot of people. It's because you're not willing to put these things in place. That's why you have not earned your first 1 million. But I believe after listening to this podcast today, you should be able to learn the place where the shoe is at pain, where the shoe is paining you, and then you can be able to fix that. And then I've not always been here alone in the studio. I'm here with somebody that you've loved listening to, somebody that is your friend on radio. He's no other person than Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ice. Good day, our wonderful audience.
Yeah, how was your Monday? How is your evening going?
My evening is going so well that I even forgot that I'm supposed to be here. So I'm so happy to be here today.
Yeah, good to have you too. So we've been discussing about skill roadmap, why people didn't make their first million this year, and we've been able to identify key markers that had made people not to make their money. Which one of them is the skill roadmap? Why they don't practice, because a lot of people already have these skills, but they don't practice because they feel they don't have the job yet. So we've been able to outline the things that can make them to be able to put their stuff out there, put the project they are building out there, and also showcase whatever talent that they feel that they have. So also discuss the cost and access problems. A lot of people are having issues with, how can I do this? I don't have the money and all of that. So in these few things, I don't know whether you have one or two you can also add to the discussions that we've had.
Okay. You have a way of arranging things that I love so much, but it leaves me with a lot of questions. In the sense that when people want to summarize or learn a new way of doing things, there are some certain things, somehow it looks like we are going to go down and watch. I just wanted to put it this way, that if we are going to have a wonderful next year, from what you have just said, it boils down to about 2 or 3 things: defining what you actually want. Because I found out that some of the challenge we have is, or a lot of people just say, I want to go into tech, and for crying out loud, tech is broad.
Yeah.
And if you have that mindset that you want to go into tech, you will not achieve anything. But if you define a niche you want to actually go to, like I want to go into data analysis, I want to go into programming, and programming is also broad.
Yeah.
So you just have to narrow down what you want to really do. Okay. Let it not be that you have so many things. Narrow it down to one thing. And when you narrow it down to one thing, you now break it down. Okay, this one thing I want to achieve. From so time to so time, I want to get the introduction done. From so time to so time, I want to get into the practical. When you break it down in such a way, it helps you to now know, okay, in the next 3 to 5 months, I should be able to have achieved this.
Yeah.
Then, like you were saying about cost, you mustn't get to pay all the costs. Now, I believe that
I'm going to ask you a direct question. So if you're in a position where there is this tech skill that you've been willing to learn, and then there is no finance for you to go ahead and learn the course, so personally for you, how are you going to go through that?
Beautiful. What I normally do, like you already suggested, is YouTube. YouTube is my greatest best friend.
Okay.
I ask YouTube a lot of questions, and there are many tutorials you can actually get on YouTube for free. And like I always say, you get a time in your life where it seems as though the videos are no more helping. But then it is also good that you have learned the basics from YouTube, so that when you are now looking of handsome help, like you need somebody to now hold your hand, now the person will not hold you from the ground, the person will hold you from somewhere. You understand? So that is the essence of actually getting the YouTube videos, learning from there, asking questions even online. So from there you can now say, okay, I can go here.
Okay, let's look at how to bridge the learning and the earning stage, because a lot of people have learned and then the problem now is earning. So we need to bridge this stage of learning and earning. And one of the problem people is having is how to monetize whatever talent that they have. And I know it's a problem that has eaten deep into our youth, that sometimes they want to make use of that skill the wrong way. So I don't know if you also have something you can add to help bridge these people from that learning and earning stage, where they can be able to maximize the full thing from whatever talent that they have.
There was a day we were discussing about volunteering here.
Okay.
And some time ago, we also discussed about starting small.
Yeah.
And if you ask me that question, if you ask me again this question, now you're asking me, I'll put it this way, that for us to start anything, for us to start earning from something, you have to also trust your hand. And one funny thing about learning is that when you're learning, you think you have known something until a project is given to you. Do you understand?
Yeah, to execute.
I'm telling you the truth. You'll be shocked at how how ignorant you are.
That's true.
So the best thing is, first of all, associate with a business or a project that is already working. Learn how these things are done in the field. Learn how to build your portfolio. Build it from somewhere that is already existing.
Yeah.
Now, apart from that, you can as well volunteer.
Okay.
When you hear somebody is doing something, say, I can do this for you. There is nothing wrong with doing things pro bono. There is nothing wrong with it. Volunteer to do things for people. All right. Somebody called me and said he wants, one of my mentees, that he wants to learn design. I said, beautiful. How much? He said the person charged 30,000. I said, okay, I'm going to support you with 15. Bring 15. He actually did. When he was done, he says, some people want me to do. I say, don't do it for a charge yet.
Okay.
Don't do it for a charge, because
okay. So what is the reason? Why wouldn't they do them for a charge?
Now let me explain. If you do for a charge, you will not gain mastery in what you will not enjoy what you're doing. Let me explain what I mean by that. When people rush to focus on money, they lose the idea of mastery.
Okay.
So they will gain the money, they will not improve.
Okay.
So what we are talking about here is that you did a design today and tomorrow you're better off.
Okay.
Do you get?
Okay.
So somebody will bring the design you did in 2021 and bring the one you did in 2025, and there is a very big difference.
And a Nigerian man will say, okay, if I collect money from this one, does it mean I can't improve and still get money from that next one? So I just want to understand more. Why shouldn't they collect money from that first one?
Yes. Let's say it's a seed you're sowing.
Okay.
All right. Let's say it's a seed. A wise man once told me that when you give your best in the seed free of charge, and the person you gave it to enjoy the seed, he will come back later to ask for the fruits that came from that seed. I didn't understand it at first, but later on I began to, digest it, because it is what you gave somebody freely. The person goes back and see what others are charging for the same value that you gave free. He will come back and now attach a value to you. Now, you might have charged 5,000. Okay. The person goes and see that other people are doing this same thing for 20,000. When he's coming back, what will be his mindset?
He will feel that you're helping him. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now when you now bill him 10,000, he will be willing to pay without you saying much. Do you get? Now what your attention should be focused on is delivering a masterful, as a masterpiece, so that when people see it, they would want to come back later. My father will always say, you don't need a second chance to create a first impression. And that time you're doing this thing free for anybody, you're creating your first impression, and that leaves you with a good market.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. Don't wait for a second time to create a first impression. If I'm not taking anything home, I'm taking this home. And I think this helps, because this helps to build the confidence. It helps to build your mastery. It helps to know that, yes, I know what I'm doing. Because the person may have corrections, and you don't want to go out there unprepared. You want to go out there. If you're collecting money from someone, you're knowing that, yes, I've done this previously, and people have applauded this, and yes, I can be able to achieve this. So if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, what way can I bridge the learning and the earning, perhaps this can be a way for you to go out there and begin to showcase what you have. So
let me add something. I saw something last night around 2 a.m. while I was surfing the internet, a video, and an Indian man was saying that somebody came out and was trying to start a YouTube channel, and he did 100 video per day. 100 video
Is it
per
possible?
day. listen now, 100 video per day. He was doing shorts and normal video, and he did 100, and he has been doing it for the past 1 year. So each day he gets 9 billion views. My question is he not making money? And he's not charging anybody anything to do. He just messed around on things and put it out all online, because he said you don't need all of them to make you views. You just need one to get you all the views. So why not put out many?
Wow.
That blew my mind.
Wow.
I mean, I now saw a strategy that I can use next year, because when you put out one thing, you can count how many people that can view it. But when you put out a lot, you can be sure
that at least
there are few people that will see this thing and broadcast what you have. So it's a mindset that can help us in the end.
Thank you so much. We're going to go on a break, but before we go on a break, we want to discuss poor mentorships and wrong expectations. We know that this can be a barrier from people achieving what they want to achieve in the next year going forward. Now, I actually know the good thing about good mentorship. You know, I've been a product of a good mentorship from the people around me, and I know the value that this has helped me in my career and in my life, you know. So, but I also know that there are people there who don't know these things well. There are people who are tech influencers. It doesn't mean they know the tech thing. They just promote them online, but they don't actually know anything about this. And then you now going to submit yourself under a tech influencer, having in mind that you want to be a tech person. It can be a challenge. So how can this person be able to, this person listening to us right now, be able to take advantage of good mentorship and not wrong expectations in trying to achieve the first million next year?
That question is a very long question,
okay.
And I will take my time to digest it.
Okay.
The first thing I have to say about mentorship is that or the first error people make in mentorship is that themselves, the mentees who are looking for mentors, have not first identified themselves.
Okay.
Because somebody looking for a mentor must have found something in him that he's seen in someone else.
Okay.
Do you get? Now, if you want to be a tech person, you don't need a tech influencer.
Okay.
You need a tech person.
Yeah.
Who does the tech? So you have to do a background search of who you are, background search of your personality, of your integrity, of your character. Now, when you have this thing lined up, you bring it side by side with someone else. Okay, I need to learn this thing from this person. This is what I want to learn. This person has it, and he's succeeding, and he has integrity, he has character in this area. Sometimes this is a disclaimer, some people also don't have character and integrity, but they have the skill. So we have to take away this other side and focus on the skill. So what I'm trying to say is this: if you know what you want, when you see it, you will go for it. You will identify it and you will go for it. Most of the time, the problem is the mentee. They don't know what they need from their mentors. So when they see anybody that looks like it, they jump at the person. Now, when they don't get it, expectation is cut off. You understand? So they feel that they are sidelined, but that's
or they now feel this thing doesn't really pay the
work.
way.
It doesn't really make sense for me to be under here. But you are the one that put yourself there, because mentorship is an agreement between two personality. It's just that one is superior, the other one is lesser, and one is pouring, the other one is receiving. However, I see it in such a way that there is a value a mentee has to offer a mentor, and a mentor has a value a mentee needs. So it will work well when you have a view of something. You have something in your heart that, okay, this is what I want to get from this man, and you have done his very good research about the person, and you are very sure that this person has the qualities and the skills that you're looking out for. Then you ask yourself, what is it this man don't have? Profile it to that person and look up to get, because he's actually pouring both sides, but you are the one receiving a higher measure. You understand? So when it is like this, it helps the mentee to receive what he wants, and you will understand that when he receives it, there is fulfillment. Do you get?
Yeah.
Because you know what you're looking for, and when you get it, you will say of a truth
That you got something.
that you got something.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. We're going to be going a break now, and when we return, we're going to talk about the soft skills that can complement the hands-on that we already have. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Because you let them, to come and build these things, but yes, they are lackadaisical. They are not coming forward to be able to learn some of these soft skills. And these soft skills, they are not the big things you think about. They are the communication, they are the writings, they are the emotional intelligence, emotional management, a lot of things that you can use in able to complement the hands-on that you already have. So, Mr. Joshua, I'm going to be you're going to be telling us one of the ways soft skill can enhance whatever hands-on we already have to help us get that gig that we are looking to get next year. Yes.
Soft skill is what every person, whether you're a tech person or any other person walking on the street, you need soft skills. And when we talk about soft skills, these skills are simple skills that help us to have a daily or day-to-day life going. All right, let me start with the first one, which is communication skill.
Okay.
Most people are good with tech,
Okay. But they can't communicate.
but they can't communicate.
So bad.
And you build something. So a lot of people would like to call it public speaking, but I prefer to call it communication skills.
Yeah.
Because let's say you build something very powerful, and you were given opportunity to tell us what you built,
Okay.
and you are stuttering because you couldn't actually tell us in full details the why, the how, the what, and when it will be out and where it will be out.
Sorry, we don't have a lot of time, but I want to hear this from you. What made you go into communications? What made you to think, okay, this skill is essential? So we'll learn from you.
Okay, communication. I went into communication because first of all, I was bullied. Yes, let me be honest. I was bullied.
Okay.
I couldn't actually express myself before now like I do now.
Mhm.
A lot of people were saying all sorts. In fact, I prefer to communicate in Igbo. And my cousins came back and we were speaking English, and I couldn't. And when I come to classroom, my classmates will mock me for not speaking. So I found out that my teacher will come ask a question, and I know the answers,
But you can't express
but
yourself.
I can't express myself.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking at me as dull, but I know I'm not dull because I know these things. It's just that I can't articulate them. So it started there. I started seeing movies, I started reading books, I started listening to news, reading newspapers, started attending conferences just to improve my speaking skill. So when I started all of those things, I noticed that my grammar changed, the way I speak changed,
Okay.
the way I understand what people are saying, their intent, and why they are saying what they are saying, and how to best respond and not react. All of these things were things I learned while I was trying to learn communication. So I learned act of listening. I learned how to communicate, how to read body language, because people can be saying something
I mean something else.
and mean something else. Their body will be saying something else. When you get to someone's house, you have overstayed your welcome, and the person is crossing his leg or standing looking at his watch. All of those things are what I learned from communication skill. And beyond trying to sell what I have,
Okay.
I learned how to build quality relationship
Okay.
from communication skill. I think
wow.
that is
So you've cleared two things for us:
Yeah.
communication skills, the importance of communication skills, and then how it can also help to build your relationships.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so if you can give us one more soft skill, I know our time is up. Just one more soft skill that is important for our listeners to take into consideration going into next year. It's going to make a lot of sense for us.
Okay. I will put it together. I will put three things together:
Okay.
empathy, character, and problem solving.
Okay.
Now, why I would want to put it together is this: if you don't empathize with people,
Okay.
they cannot really buy what you have to sell,
Okay.
and they cannot sell what they want to sell to you.
Okay.
People, when you communicate to people and you don't feel their shoes, you don't make them understand that I understand what you're going through, what you're feeling. You can't really sell.
Okay.
You understand? So for us to sell very well next year, a soft skill each and every one of us need to empathy. Then the other one is character.
Okay.
You know, like we discussed one time, that character is what you do when people can't see you.
Okay.
It reflects in every other thing, because it reflects in your integrity.
Yeah.
Now, so we have to intentionally build our character.
Okay.
Let your yes be your yes, let your no be your no. Stand in one thing. Let your core value be who you are. Do you understand? Not somebody that dabbles on so many things. Then finally, I said the final one is problem solving.
Okay.
Let your motivation be to solve
Problems.
a problem. If you're a problem solver, it makes people come to you naturally.
Okay.
People want to come close to anybody who can solve problems.
Yeah.
It's a natural attractor, so it attracts men to you. So you see yourself providing solutions to people's problem. So when I meet Mr. Eyes, what I'm seeing is, okay, Mr. Eyes is doing good here, but he's not doing good here, and I'm good at this place. I can help Mr. Eyes. So when I do it 1 or 2 times, Mr. Eyes will want to say, what is in for you?
Yeah.
I'm not the one bringing it up.
Yeah.
The person is bringing it up. Okay, something must be up. Let me see how I can help this person, since he's helping me. And like that, we are making a lot of money.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. This is a wonderful time out here. And I must tell you, speaking here, someone might think, he's speaking, he knows it all. But of course, anytime you speak, it's also as if you're speaking to yourself. And personally, for me, I've learned a lot of things. If I'd made 1 million this year, next year I had to multiply it by 10.
Yeah.
Because of course, with these things that we've learned here, if you're able to put them into place, and you're dedicated, you're consistent in them, there is no reason why next year will come and you will not see a significant effort in whatever you are doing. So this is to say thank you to all our listeners, and it was great having you here. So next week we'll continue with preparing for next year, and I'm going to tell you not to miss any of this series, because they are going to be packed, and you're going to learn a lot of things from them. You're going to stay with us, and you're going to see the valuable things that you're going to get. Until next week, my name is Isaac Emeti, and the other person over there is Mr. Joshua Ikegwono. Stay safe and be good.